this nation requires to be built. I just have two quick things. About 2-3 years ago, I was on some TV station with MPs. I was the only one who was not an MP. And the host kept referring to me as Mweshimiwa. I said, maybe I will be one time. Of course, that was in a light that. Now, what I noticed on that show was each of these MPs was reading from something. And they were repeating the same thing. It was about price of oil. Oh, it is cold, it's winter, therefore gas is required. Oh, the dollar. Oh, the Ukraine-Russian war. They were reading something prepared for them. And you get the feeling the same is happening. So you have platforms like this and the TV stations and everywhere else, and people going to sing, oh, affordable housing, or this. I wanted just to inform them that you are doing great disservice to the person you are supposed to be beating drums for, because that kind of song doesn't sell to anybody. Now, to the DCP party. The DCP party, of course, is a party of the mountain, and there's no point of belaboring the point. Something strange must happen for anybody to dislodge DCP. Now, to Matiang'i, I don't think what we are talking about is Matiang'i reorganizing himself. Reinventing himself. No. Matiang'i is part of the opposition activities that have been put in place. So it's not Matiang'i. It's the united opposition now calling themselves alternative government. You see? So let's not call it a Matiang'i thing. The question is why? And that's a very, very important question. And this is because of Sifuna. The people in the united opposition have realized Sifuna is running away with the girl. And all these things are a reaction to the Sifuna phenomenon. And I will tell you, at the highest level of survival, I will not be surprised if in one way or the other, all the legacy politicians, including Ruto, they will come together. In some way. It could be in a tricky way, in some subtle maneuver, with some subtle maneuvers, but the intention will be to save themselves from the onslaught of the young people. So it has started with the united opposition. They realize the ground is going away. Sifuna team is pulling a rug, as it is said, from under their feet. And these moves in these quickly arranged rallies are in response to the phenomenon, Busia, Kitengela, Kakameka. They see the ground is going. And I'm saying, if these youngsters continue the way they are continuing, I will not be surprised to see the politicians, all of them, working together. They may not do so openly, but they will say, Afalari Ruto Arudi. I'm telling you. So I think the country is moving in the right direction.
So there's a possibility of all the politicians ganging up and saying, hey, we need to come together, even if it's just having Ruto for the 2-term, that's okay. Herman, that's what you're saying. All right.
Those are the games you are going to see the bar. They may not be visible to the naked eye, but they can play this game in such a way they better save the system from the onslaught from these young people who will disrupt the politics and a lot of other things that they are used to. And in order to protect their interests, I can assure you, just as the united opposition is in panic and now working together, when Matiang'i was already on his way as a lone ranger, he has come back to join the rest. In equal way, in the same way, the politicians who are currently in opposite camps, Ruto one camp and these guys, they will close ranks and come together to protect their turf. And that's what the young people should be careful of. I sense change in the country, and I restrict myself to change. Change is in the air. I can see a revolution, but not everybody is able to design a revolution. I will refer you to a small book, it's a story in some book called Sleeping Through a Revolution. Many people sleep through a revolution. People deny even what is obvious, but there is a revolution in the air. There is change. And those who are dismissing people like Sifuna, well, they could be doing that because they are protecting something. They could be doing that because of ignorance, and they could be doing that out of conviction. So you can't blame them. Let them just believe that Sifuna is a passing cloud. Let them believe there's no change, but there is change in the air. That's what I can say. There is change in the air. I can sniff it. I can feel it. There is change in the air. Now, this Sifuna moment, this is a great moment. I said it last week. Let me say it again. And it's going to affect everybody. By everybody, I mean all the big players. It will affect those in the opposition, the united opposition, as much as it will affect William Samoei Ruto, the current president. That, to me, is a fact. And that is what they ought to be looking at. This is also a moment of generational change. And this moment can be aborted, like we aborted the moment of 2022. 2022 was a moment of generational change. We needed Raila to midwife that change and hand over the new Kenya to the really owners who are young people. This is another attempt. And I'll say this. If anybody wants to stand in the way of change, or if anybody among established politicians want to take over from Ruto, I only have one word for them. That generations don't succeed themselves. If a generation succeeds itself, there is no forward movement. And that society cannot move forward. A society can only move forward in two ways. One, when there is direct generational transfer of power. Or, as it would have happened in 2022, when there is an older person that can be relied upon to midwife that change like Mandela did in South Africa, and like Raila was going to do in 2022. This moment we have today is a moment where we will lose it, if we want to lose it, by the older generations, the older politicians wanting to succeed themselves, or we would do the right thing, which is to let the country move forward in the hands of the people to whom the future belongs.